Yes, folks, just to escape the monotony of curfew, of stay at home, work at home, those kinds of things. We are living in different times, and so basically just getting a little exercise, do a little stretches there, as you can see, stretch the muscles in your legs and your hips and so on. Very useful. Of course, I'll also do the downward dog position, as you can see. Trying to stretch my back, trying to make sure that that my joints are loose and flexible. I'm not a very flexible person, as you can perhaps realize from the video. But I've been working on it, and hopefully, as time goes on, although I'm perhaps a little too old for that right now, but I've been able to manage. That's me there in the downward dog. I stretch in the back, and of course I'll do some push-ups in that position. I strengthen the shoulders a little bit and make sure that you strengthen your upper body a little bit as well. Once I would have done that, again I will switch into the cobra and stretch that in that position for a while. Make sure you loose your shoulders, the muscles in your shoulders, the muscles in your neck, and rotate your head a little bit. And once you've done that, you basically stretch your hips in that position as well. Make sure that your hips are loose, and that you get a good stretch both in the upper body and the lower body. And of course I will usually finish that with some push-ups. I cannot do a lot of push-ups. I could do 50 push-ups one go, but that's about it. And what I try to do is that throughout the day I try to put in a 20 here and a 20 there. So by the end of every day, you're getting a little 50, 100, 150, 200 push-ups. But I mean, something that I'm working on. Hopefully, if I get a little more committed, I might do more, but I generally try to do at least 50 push-ups a day on average. But that is about it. So once the push-up part of it is done, I would basically try to do something for the abs. You have to strengthen the abs. That's a core, and that's the very key part of your body. It basically helps the rest of most of your other body functions. So I'll do some core work there, and you can see some of the ups and down kicks. I don't know what's the proper name for them, but it works. Do some of that, and then outside of that, I would of course do just basically ab walks. You see there the sit-ups in a different position. You see side to side sit-up, if you want to call it that. I'm doing some of that, and basically getting the blood moving and the body in shape, a little bit. So that's interesting there. Once I would have done that part of it, I basically would put in a little deep massage using my foam roll. I mean, this is a foam roll. I'll tell you about this foam roll because my little son, you see on the couch, he decided to stand on this thing and he fell and broke his hand. And so I've already given various instructions: do not touch my stuff. When you see them, parked up there and stuff. So that's my foam roll. I'll use that to get some deep back massage my sides, my stomach, my legs, and so on. Help relieve some of the tension, because the problem I have really is that I'm the chair that I'm using to work at home is not a ergonomic chair. It's not a chair that you can adjust. So it could be tiring as you sit on that chair and trying to work. So it's a bit of a problem. Also, I have a very small table, and I have they give me a little office inside the room, a small little space to work from. So I have to work with that, of course. The living room and so on is where some of the homeschooling is taking place, and so on and so forth. So right now I think they're on a break, so that's why you see everybody just milling around. But that's basically what it is. So this is where I say you do the dip massage, back sides, your legs, all of that. You basically get from that foam roll. I think it's a very useful piece of equipment, and I continue to use that from time to time. Of course, it doesn't beat a proper massage from a proper masseuse. I think that is even better. I remember the first time I did a massage, it was like it was almost orgasmic. So massages are very, very good. They help to relieve some of the tension, some of the stress, and of course you have to continue to try to maintain both mind and body and so on and so forth. A proper, as they call it, work-life balance, mental, physical balance, or whatever you call it. Those kinds of things. So basically, that is that. Once I would have continued once I would have basically complete all the sides, so my back, my sides, my stomach, very important, I would then finish up my exercise. So I want you to wait to see, how I usually finish up my routine, so don't go away. This is basically an important part of the whole exercise routine, as you would see very shortly. So so my friends, if you're stuck in your house and you can't leave the house, you can't find a lot of things to do, you can exercise. You don't have to go to the gym to exercise all the time. There are a lot of things that you can do at home. Just find a nice little spot and you basically do some of your stuff. If you can't work, then I suppose you have more time on your hands to be able to do that. Don't spend all the time just entertaining yourself and trying to see how much rum you can drink, or how much whatever else you can do. You have to basically try to balance it. So once I would have done that, of course, as I said, this is a special moment. I would do some push-ups. So this is my son. He is 104 pounds, I think. So he's a little bit chubby for his size, and I'm trying to get him to exercise. But of course, that is is in itself a challenge. But I basically try to do some push-ups with him on my back, and I do about 10. So that's about it. Thank you again for viewing, and see you next time. Boom. Peace out.